Hello everybody and welcome to the Import-Export Hub channel. I'm your host Bogdan, and in this video I will be talking about 5 products that are worth exporting towards Georgia, or if you're a Georgian importer, to import into Georgia. But before I start, I have a huge request from you guys to hit the subscribe and the like buttons if you find the information presented here at least slightly interesting. And let's start with my first recommendation, which is plastics and articles of plastics. So chapter 39 from the HS code. And we see here in the table the biggest trading partners for imports, sorted from highest to the lowest for 2020, with the share of each country in Georgia's imports, at least for the top 10 ones. And we see that for 2020, and in fact from 2016 onwards, Turkey is the main trading partner, followed by China and the Russian Federation on the third place. So clearly Turkey dominates this sector in terms of exports towards Georgia, although in 2020 the value decreased with approximately 7%. On the other hand, we see here that Azerbaijan exports towards Georgia increased year over year with more than 200%, at least in this top 10 country list, with polymers of ethylene as the main driver. Now, narrowing a little bit and focusing on countries in Europe, it's interesting to see how Germany, Ukraine, and Italy all exported less towards Georgia, while Poland increased, though slightly, 1%, its exports towards Georgia compared to 2019. So it somehow really kept its volumes in this price-sensitive country. So if you're in the plastics business and want to enter the Georgian market, my advice is to be ready with some good pricing policies, and really keep an eye on competitors from Azerbaijan and Poland. I've prepared another sheet, and we see here the imports from chapter 39 aggregated at 4-digit level from Turkey, and we see that the main driver, tubes, pipes, hoses, and fittings subsector, shrunk the most, at least in absolute terms, with close to $4.2 million compared to 2019. And it's perfectly understandable, as the real estate developing construction was practically put to a halt, not only in Georgia but all over the world. Now moving on to the second product, and here I recommend chapter 48, paper and paperboard articles. Again, no surprise here. Turkey is the main trading partner, followed by the Russian Federation, and on the third place we have China. In terms of year-over-year trend, the first 8 partners from this top 10 list had a decrease, while Azerbaijan and Bulgaria experienced some increases, with flatted paper, as in the case of Azerbaijan, and cigarette paper, as in the case with Bulgaria, who, by the way, took some business from Romania in this case. In terms of the biggest imports from this sector, I have also the details at 4 level digit code. And the main driver is the toilet paper, who had a 9% decrease compared to 2019. As you can see here, the biggest fall was in the cartons, boxes, bags, and other packaging containers made of paper, with more than 3 million decrease year over year. In fact, this sector is entirely red, as you can see here, except maybe for the paper and the paperboard labels, who had more than $400,000 increase compared to 2019. Anyway, I underline that this is a price-sensitive country to do business in, but I'm sure that the cartons, boxes, and other packaging containers made from paper will rebound to the pre-pandemic volumes. So if you're working in this sector, you could try Georgia as a new potential market, of course, and maybe you can make from Georgia a potential gateway towards countries like Armenia or Azerbaijan. Of course, if you're not exporting flatted paper, as in the case with Azerbaijan. Next product. My next recommendation is related to articles of apparel and clothing accessories, and guess what? Turkey is again the main trading partner. Here it's understandable as Turkey hosts a couple of big players in the apparel and clothing accessories in the modern retail sector, and they dominate the imports, as you can see here. But with fashion, things are not quite the same as in the case with other industries, and here we see that Georgian imports are spread in Europe mostly. At least in this top 10 list, after Turkey and China, of course, with Spain the biggest exporter from Europe. Anyhow, let's move and see what did Georgia imported from Turkey. And here we see that the biggest fall is in the women's dresses, skirts, and so on subsector, with the non-wovens having the biggest increase, as from the non-wovens materials the protective covers are made. Anyhow, don't be fooled by this spike, as I am sure that the imports will return to the pre-pandemic volumes. Anyway, if you're in this sector and you are providing relatively affordable apparel and you're not afraid to compete with Turkey and China, go for it and explore the potential of the Georgian apparel market. Now moving on to the next product, which is from chapter 34, so soap, organic surface active agents, and the washing preparations. And again, Turkey is the main trading partner, followed by the Russian Federation, and we have Germany on the third place. The rest of the countries in this top 10 list are spread all over Europe. Anyway, although the imports shrunk with approximately 6%, this doesn't mean that you should be afraid of considering Georgia as a potential export market. And I won't insist too much. I will show you also the trend of the imports from Turkey for organic surface active agents, excluding soap. And here we see that Turkey is losing a market on the detergent sector in the past 3 years. And I really think that countries from Europe especially can benefit the most from this trend. So keep that in mind, as there is some space to grow on the Georgian market. And now with the last product, which is footwear, and it's no surprise to see that the imports plumped roughly 31% in 2020 compared to 2019, as the COVID-19 shifted the consumer spending towards other areas, and the footwear was clearly not one of those areas. Anyway, we see here China and Turkey as the main partners, and here the focus is again on price for Turkey and China. As for Italy, Spain, and Germany, for example, the focus is on quality and maybe brand awareness, if you ask me. But the Georgian market has really big potential, especially after the lockdown will be lifted and people will start going out more. On the next slide, I will show you the imports from Italy, and we see here that the main driver is the leather footwear category, as we all know that Italy has a really strong industry in this sector. Anyway, if you're thinking on exporting footwear towards Georgia, you should know that you have big competitors like China and Turkey, who are leaders in terms of affordable footwear, while if you're focused on quality and leather product, you will compete with Italy. And if you ask me, I think there is hope for improvement for the European manufacturer at least. And I expect that Poland and why not Romania will gain some market share in the 5 to 10 years period. So let's summarize this whole story. We have China and Turkey as main import partners for Georgia, and this is true for most of the Georgian imports for fast-moving consumer goods. As Georgia is a developing economy with some high unemployment rate, and that's why the focus is on price. But penetrating and most importantly growing an export market takes time, patience, and consistency. And that's why I think that there is a lot of potential for other countries to take advantage and grab some market share from countries like Turkey or China. Of course, this is not true for all the products. So when you take my advice, you should filter it through your critical thinking and of course cross-check the information provided here with other sources, and most importantly you should use your own business experience. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Remember to comment, and if you want to add something new or you have other opinions, feel free to comment down below. I will really appreciate if you subscribe and push the like and the notification buttons. And until next time, keep your business safe. Thanks.